Good morning. We're here at the July
Hello.
21st Auburn Housing Authority special meeting. Could we all please stand
Hello.
for the pledge?
You won't, Joyce.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible,
Hello.
with liberty and justice for all. Is she all set there?
Joyce, can you hear? Joyce?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay.
All right. I'm ready.
Do we have any public comment? Seeing none, we'll move on. Discussion and vote to reject bid for rear sidewalks at Packagug Village. I need a motion.
So moved.
A second?
Second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed?
Aye.
None. Discussion of annual plan state. Laurie?
Okay, with this, we have projects that need to be completed, like Pheasant Court, the siding needs to be completed, windows. So those things are going to be done in 2021. Those have already
Okay.
been budgeted, those things are going to be completed. Then we're going to look at Packagug Village, and because this sidewalk thing got out of control, we're still doing, the roofs are going to be replaced in the old section of Packagug. That's already gone out to bid, we're just waiting for a start date. And the sidewalks, they're going to do additional work up there on the front main sidewalks. We started them last year, actually the year before that, because last year was COVID. So 2 years ago, we did some sidewalks. Now we're entering phase 2 of the replacement of the sidewalks at Packagug Village. That's already gone out to bid, we're just waiting for a start date. So,
Okay.
so the things that we're looking at moving forward for next year, I'd like to get somebody in to replace the trim boards along
Yeah.
the windows. They're all rotted.
Yeah.
And some of them are like big pieces of wood missing. So with the wood being as high as it is right now, and is fake wood expensive still too?
I think everything right now is expensive.
Because of COVID, we're hoping that next year, if prices do come down and it's reasonable, then we'll look at replacing the trim
The
boards.
sills, yeah.
Yep, around the windows. And then we're gonna look at the Packagug Village windows. We started some, but we haven't finished them. Like the bay windows in some apartments hadn't been replaced, but we'll be looking at getting a contractor in to complete the work. And do you guys have any other work items you see?
Not really.
So it's gonna be the windows at Packagug. The windows here have already been done. And then we've got modernization money for like the bathrooms, but until we know where COVID sits, as far as the apartments go, we wanna make sure we're out from under COVID before we bring contractors in to people's individual apartments. Because we wanna look at replacing tubs at Pheasant Court. They're rotting out. And then we're gonna have to modernize the bathrooms at the old section of PV, because we've done a lot of the vanities in the bathrooms at Stoneville and in the back of PV. The toilets are all low-flow toilets, so those have all been done. But as far as the tubs and the showers, like the old section still has this little ceramic tiles,
Yeah.
and they're falling right off the wall.
Yeah.
I mean, it's been, how many years? Since '76 is when it opened. So we've just been doing patch jobs in the meantime, because no actual I mean, when you go to replace the tub, we may have to do the floor, because if it's not the same size. And then we're gonna look at getting a wall unit instead of all these individual tiles, because that's dated, and they dry out, and they fall off and crack. So we're looking at enclosures, so that's gonna be another big project. So if we can, we're gonna do that next year. Clean up the stuff we have going this year, because we're already well into July. And with the roofs going and the sidewalks going, it'll buy us more time with the outside work, as opposed to bringing people in maybe after the first of the year. How does that sound?
Now, the windows at Packagug and the trim up there is not gonna be done until next year?
Right, because it's not actually budgeted.
What condition are they in?
Not
Oh, they
good.
need to be replaced.
No, but I mean, is there any that really has to be done right away?
Yeah.
Well, they got trim up there that needs to be repainted. They got, windows that are real bad
It can't even be repainted, it has to be, it's
and
like,
replaced.
yeah,
But I mean,
the wood is gone. So,
we have to wait another year to get them done.
well, the money isn't budgeted as of right now, because we're doing the roofs and we're
Right.
doing the sidewalks, which were big money. So they only give us an X amount of dollars every year,
yeah, yeah.
but we need to
I
let them
understand
know what we want to do in '21. And that means we can go out to bid, if this gets approved, we can go out to bid right after the first of the year and get things done. But I don't want to push it off any longer than that.
Oh, no.
We don't-
Absolutely
we-
not.
Through the chair. We just don't want anything to get in such bad shape that it's gonna turn into a much bigger job.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's
And
my.
we tried to do this a couple of years ago, and DHCD shot us down.
Okay,
So it's not like we didn't know about this.
Right.
This has been presented to them before, and there was a question on who was gonna do the work, but because it involves the ladders, we're better off having a contractor do the work, because it's like what do they call them? It's not just around the windows, it's
It's
the,
all the.
all the facings
Yeah,
need to
that's
be,
what I was talking about, because I
Yeah.
was up there the other day and
it's bad.
it's real bad.
But we tried to do it once before, and they said we had other things that needed to be done first, which that's our oldest development. It needs work, but
Right.
it needs money to pay for the work. And they're the ones that are giving us the money. So they're the ones that are gonna decide what work items being done. Because they looked at what we were doing for this year, they were the ones that wanted the roofs and the sidewalks done. Because they're doing in different phases. They're the ones that want the work at Pheasant Court done. So we're just going along with what they are saying, because they're the ones that are paying.
Right.
But we know it needs to be done. We just need permission to spend the money.
and we
'Cause-
just need to keep reminding them that it
Mhm.
needs to be done and that we want it done.
Well, they're asking me.
Right.
They're asking me, and I think that's a priority.
Oh, definitely.
But this year's money is already spent. The roofs were big money, and the sidewalks weren't cheap. Those were big money projects, especially the roofs.
Right.
The only one that actually has been done was the community building. All the other ones, and if you look at those, they're sketchy too. So, this year's money is already spent. This year's money has already been approved, and it's already gone out for bid. We already have contractors in place. Then, next year, if we turn around and decide that the windows at Packagug and the trim boards can be the priority for Packagug in '22,
Yeah.
okay?
Okay.
So they're asking us for it now, what we want, and this is what I think we should put in. You guys
Oh, definitely put that.
tell me,
Yes.
can we do it sooner? No. The money's already spent. And it's not just Packagug that we have to be responsible for. We also
Right.
have Auburn Heights and Pheasant Court, where the families are.
Now, are they as bad as Packagug?
Yeah. Except for we've done some, so.
Yeah.
We've done some windows, and about half maybe? And these are bad too.
8 apartments that we've done, so
Yeah.
four buildings that are sided windows.
Okay.
So that's a project we need to get cleaned up.
Right.
And especially with the windows, because those tenants pay their own heat. It's all electric, but they, you know what I mean, you can't have the windows just,
Yeah,
You
all
know?
rotted out now.
Through the chair,
Yeah, we can't do that.
I would just like to congratulate our maintenance department for all the work that they do, because they do a wonderful job, they work very hard, and we as a board really appreciate what you do. But we only have so much money, it only goes so far, and we have to follow state and federal regulations. And they get to approve the money.
Yep. I agree.
so we're gonna try for the trim boards and the windows at Packagug
Definitely next year.
next year. And if for some reason we can come under budget on something, then we can look at something else. But that's gonna be our big push with the state. Okay?
Okay.
Do
Everybody
you want a
agree?
motion? Do you
I
need a
don't think you
motion?
need one for that.
All right,
We'll probably deal with that when we come up with next year's budget.
right.
Then we'll be voting on it. Discussion regarding air conditioners in elderly disabled developments.
This is a nightmare.
I know.
We have the heat air pumps that we were granted by National Grid through Rise Engineering. Didn't cost us any money,
Right.
but we've had some issues with the way they've been installed. We've had Stoneville for what, 3 years?
Yeah, I think so.
And Packagug for 2 years. They involve maintenance, big maintenance. And because of COVID last year, the maintenance work wasn't done.
And they really didn't explain the amount of maintenance that these things require. You know, we thought you clean the inside filters and batteries, but you've got to take like this whole unit apart. There's a whole process just inside plus outside. They don't, you know, we weren't shown anything.
So it's very time consuming then.
Yeah, I did one with one of the guys, Garrett, and it took 2 of us. Granted, I'm mostly just watching, but it was like 3 hours for just to do the inside one head. So you're probably looking at 4 hours. You know, you get better at it as you do them, I'm sure, but
Yeah.
say 4 hours, especially where you go into a lot of tenants' houses and, you know, you gotta move all kinds of stuff to get to it, and you gotta be really clean and neat, because if you get it on the wall, you're gonna be going back to
Fix
paint the
that.
wall
Yeah.
or whatever, because they're pretty dirty, you know. It's a messy process, you know,
Yeah.
to actually clean them.
But the bottom line is the systems, with the exception of maybe 20 apartments, are kind of in like different aspects of trouble. Whether it's a code coming in or what. But 20 of them have been shut down and have a window air conditioner put in its place. So because we had like a big wave of them, it's like we just shut, they're still using the wall unit
Yeah.
and they're still functioning, but we don't know when they're gonna not work.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? So it's a problem. We've asked people to get an air conditioner, like just a regular house air conditioner to put in their windows. In the event that we can't get them going, and we have a vendor that comes in and will fix them, but it's between $300 and $400 to have somebody come in. Now, that's not money that we were planning on spending.
Yeah.
We thought we were gonna be saving money on the electric bills, and we may have been saving money, but when we start paying out that kind of money, we're not saving anything. So we have asked the tenants, I was under the assumption that most of the people kept the air conditioner that they had, because we never told anybody to get rid of their air conditioner when these new systems came in.
Yeah.
We don't have the trouble with the heat, but we have a lot of trouble with the AC part. When they were installed at Packagug, they weren't installed properly. A lot of the tubing was crimped in the, you guys want to explain it better?
Yeah, I even called one of the engineers back, and they're like, they don't really want to hear it, you know what I mean? But a lot of what they did, I mean, some of the heads are crooked, you know, so now the water might not flow the way it's supposed.
Right,
The way they put the condensate pumps in, some of them were crooked, or they pinched the tubing, and then we got a lot of tenants that they run it, you know, it's 90 degrees out, and then, oh, I'm cold, they shut it off. Well, they're not designed, that's the worst thing you can do, because all the moisture just settles there. They don't turn it on for a week sometimes, or their windows are wide open, the air conditioner's running, the screen door's open, the air conditioner's running.
Can't they set them at a certain temperature and just leave it?
Forget them. They recommend like 70 degrees. They
Yeah.
don't really want them below, but I mean,
No, that's what they
I
should.
would put mine on 60. I mean, that's how I would do it too. you know.
Me too, I'm kind
I
of
like
like
it.
that.
But
But it's supposed
But
to
I
be.
mean, they should gotta be known, we gotta let them know that once they do get straightened out, that you set them at one temperature and you leave it. You don't go turn it on, off,
Or put
That's
your-
what causes a problem too.
put you know, oh, I'm cold, I want fresh air. It's don't want,
Right.
you got to leave it for the season. You know, you
Right,
can't.
at that certain temp,
Yeah.
yeah.
And they don't understand it. They're shutting the units
Shutting them off and turning
Even
them
though they've
on.
been told, you can't, it's not like your house air conditioner where you can, if you don't want it on, you just turn it off.
Right,
And this is causing a big problem with the system itself.
yeah.
So, do they work? Probably 95% do work, but there are apartments that we've had trouble with these systems. So it's a matter of getting the plumber to come out, take the whole thing apart and clean it. We're in the process of learning how to do it ourselves, because that's the only cost effective, and that's what most
Yeah, you
housing
can't afford
authorities
not-
are doing. You
Can't afford to have people keep coming in. If we train our guys how to do it, they can do it. I mean, then they may lack a little bit in other stuff, but they can catch up.
That's the only problem. But
Yeah.
We get pulled here, then we, you know.
And we've had
Exactly.
a
No,
lot
I
of
understand
clogged
that.
drains
Yeah.
lately. A lot of clogged
Yeah.
drains. I
A
mean,
lot of clogged drains.
people are flushing paper towels, blocks the system. Found a face cloth, had gone down the toilet, blocked the system. I mean, that's $400 a whack, and if it happens on a weekend, it's even more. So it's like, all of a sudden, we're getting all these crazy things. We paid to have Packagug, their whole drain system in the front cleaned out, right? They did all the main,
The main drains.
All the
Just
main
to try
drains.
to open them up over the
Right.
years, they've never been done, so.
Yeah.
We snake drains too, but,
Right.
I mean, sometimes, especially the main drains, we're not really, our equipment's not quite that big. And there's technique to doing it, like those guys, you know, come in,
Bingo.
you know,
yeah.
usually, not always, but a lot of times they get them fairly quick, you know, compared to us, but.
so that's what we did to address the problem we were having in the front of Packagug. And in the back of Packagug, we're waiting for a quote, because now we're having issues in the back, so we're gonna clean out all the main drains in the back of Packagug to see if that can help solve that issue.
We
We're
leave
not
it-
really having it out here at all.
You know.
It's all up there.
But
And it's what they're putting in the
yeah,
toilet.
tenants still put grease, especially at the family units, they'll still put bacon grease or whatever that it's like.
Yeah, pour it in.
You know, I just would like to say something.
Go ahead.
People, if they're gonna get the air conditioners, they should, get on it, because a lot of the retail stores are just finishing up, and they're not gonna be ordering anymore till next year. So some are very limited, you might not get exactly what you want, and, they just run out of product, and they aren't reordering until next year. So, people should really look into getting the air conditioners and get them installed, because the retail stores just don't stock enough. They wait till they run out, and then they buy it for next year.
Well, our goal, Joyce, is to start cleaning the filters and get the filter piece up and running. Try to get the problems that we can fix easy, because then the other thing is, if you have a problem, you are waiting for parts. You're waiting for a plumber to come out and fix a bigger problem, like say the pump. Then you got to make sure that they can get the pumps. So that's why we were hoping that if people had their air conditioner and they kept them, we could just take and put them in their window.
In place, yeah.
I think most people didn't, though,
Well, we didn't know that. I mean, we never told anybody to get rid of their air conditioner.
No, I know. I'm just saying, I don't think most people I've talked to have them. They don't keep them. But I think, they should get on it if they want to order one, because, like I say, the retail stores, they just don't keep that many in stock at the end of the year.
Yeah.
So just a little note here and there.
And you figure, come the middle of September, we're going to be going back to the heating season. I mean, at the night it gets cold, people are going to be putting the heat on and not the air conditioner. It's usually
Right.
around the middle of September.
So as far as the heating part of it, that works okay?
Yeah, we didn't have
Yeah,
issues with the
we didn't
heat.
have really any,
No problems with the heating?
no.
We just want to
So
clean
it's
them.
just the air conditioning?
Yeah, we just want
Right.
to clean them so that the dust and stuff isn't sitting in the system either.
Right,
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We've got to get this straightened out before the heating season, because we don't want to have problems.
and you
with
get
these.
nothing from National Grid or anybody about all the problems you're having?
No, we were
They just
told to
don't care.
contact Rise Engineering, and he's just blown us apart. So now we're just making lists of all the units that we're having problems with.
Yeah.
And we're gonna just say, well, what are you gonna do about it? If we have to
Right.
go to National Grid, we will. I mean, they
Yeah.
wanted this to save energy.
Right,
Well,
and it's
if it's
causing
not
more of a
working right,
problem
it's
than
not
it's
saving
worth.
anything, and
Right.
it's just causing a huge problem for us. Out here, it was a good deal, because our heating system out here was obsolete. We were gonna have to do something anyway, because there was one vendor in New Hampshire that knew how to service them. What were they, like a storage?
Alan Kelly.
Yeah, we had one vendor that, and then he was having trouble getting the parts. So we knew we were gonna have to do something, so that when this came up, it was like, well, okay, here we go. This is a good deal. We've got an obsolete system to begin with, so this will address the problem. Not realizing that the AC part was gonna be big
A
drama.
big problem, yeah.
I mean, the idea of having central air is a good idea, but only if it's working.
Right,
And if it isn't working right, how does that help us?
doesn't, makes it worse.
I mean, we're still paying an electric bill for that system. It's gotta work. And we can't be having all these repairs. But they're gonna start with the filters and getting all the filters cleaned out. And then they're gonna have to start, we're gonna need additional kits, because we want more than one kit to clean, to actually clean.
Right,
And we're gonna find out from the housing, Maureen's in there now calling the other housing authorities to find out if they have the same system and if they're having the same problems. And how are they addressing it?
okay.
And if push comes to shove, we're just gonna have to get help from the state. Now, the heating system at the state, they may have cut the wires to it,
Yeah, they're disabled now.
but the radiators and stuff, it was electric heat. The radiators are still there. They didn't take those out,
Yeah.
right?
No.
So if push comes to shove and we have to go back,
To those,
We would have to have them re-hooked.
we'd have to rehook them.
They're definitely, for New England, they're not necessarily the best you know what I mean?
Yeah,
For the elderly and stuff. Like
Yeah.
out here, they put them in, they put styrofoam pads, they look like cement. I'd say within another 4 years, they're gonna have to probably be replaced. They're starting to break
Styrofoam.
already. They're probably taking in moisture or whatever it's like polyurethane, you know, they're tipping towards the building. It's like, it shouldn't be happening.
And if at Packagug, when they did it, it was like in November, December,
Yeah.
they paid the guys an extra $1,000 to do the work, and it was a rush job before winter. It was like the craziest thing. We were like, well, what are they doing out there now? And that's what it was. And we had all kinds of problems. They've already been in once to open them up, to try to get the tubes uncrimped. So we gotta figure out what the other housing authorities are doing, and if we need to, we'll call the state and just say, what do you think? I mean, they have engineers, people that are smart, smarter than me, and see what they recommend. But in the
Right.
meantime, it was like we encouraged people to get their own air conditioner. We would put them in, but we were under the assumption that they had the air conditioner, but according to Joyce, a lot of them didn't. So we bought some,
right,
and people have bought them from us
yeah,
at the price we paid, which was a good deal, because, I mean, we want to make sure everybody's safe, that everybody has air conditioning, especially the people that are on oxygen.
oh, definitely, yeah,
And now we're looking at heat and trying to get this squared away before the heating season, because we don't, I mean, they have to have heat. And we don't
Right.
want space heaters to try to fix the problem. That just is not safe. So we're doing the best we can with a bad situation.
right,
Through the chair,
okay, yep.
when were most of these installed? How long is the warranty on?
A 1 year.
It's
A
gone.
1-year warranty, and we approved it.
And the thing is, we really
We had
can't
to.
say much because
That's
we
right.
didn't pay for these.
Right,
They were given to us by National Grid,
right,
but it's only good if it works.
that's right.
Absolutely.
So that's the deal with the air conditioners.
Okay, well,
And the
let's
guy's
get a
gonna
best avenue to go and go from there.
Yep.
That's right.
We'll get more information from the other housing authorities, see if they have a better plan. They might even have people that we can hire to help us clean the air conditioning units.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Show us how to do it, or,
Right,
I mean, they're all the same type. It's that Mitsubishi unit. So what experiences do they have? Can we hire one of their people just to help us get this squared away? You know, we're into the middle of July.
Yeah,
have you contacted Mitsubishi?
Do we contact?
I don't think just like we can contact them, you have to be like a contractor. I've been there when the contractor contacts them, but he has like a number he has to submit and stuff, and he has to
Yeah.
pay for that information, like he has to pay them to help him type
Right.
of thing. It's-
And we can look it up online
So they
to
won't really
see.
even talk to us anyway. But I look up videos I just go on YouTube and try to figure it out. I mean, I've done some stuff with them and stuff, but it's a learning process, you know.
right,
So starting next week, we're gonna do the filters, make sure the filters are clean. And
okay,
then we're gonna go back and see what we can do about cleaning the actual whole unit. You know, so that we're comfortable and not making it worse.
right,
I'm actually gonna clean the one in the garage today. I already started shutting it down, and I figure the three of us can, because I did it once, so the three of us are gonna do it together and
yeah.
try to, because ours, we never shut it off, and it's in the most dirty environment. It's in a garage, doors open, closed, equipment's in and out, you know, so I figure ours is a good one to start on, just to look at it together, and
Good idea.
We're gonna do that today, so I can kind of get a,
Plus,
Okay.
we still have to watch COVID.
That's right.
You know, we don't know where they're going with this. You know, so the sooner we get this going, and hopefully, you watch the news and they're like, well, we could be getting this all over again. Who knows? But we want to get this situation squared away
Right,
and in the tenants in the best, safest position possible
yeah,
going forward.
That's right.
But we're doing the best we can. Is it perfect? No. And are we gonna make mistakes? Yes, but it's our intent to get this right.
straighten out.
Yep.
One way or the other. Okay,
And that's it.
that's it, okay. Any member items?
No?
No? No? Joyce, nothing?
No, I'm all set.
Public comment? None? And adjournment. Do I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? None.
Aye.
Thank you very much. Have a good day.
Bye-bye.
Thanks, guys. Keep up the good work.